Welcome back, everybody, to the Fire Marshal's Report. I'm here with the Fire Marshal. I tell you what, Mr. Fine, we got a lot of things going on. This is going to be a big show here because
yeah, it's been good.
Recently, we just had some new stuff come up across the Commissioner's Court, and I know you're really excited about this because of the holiday season and all.
Oh yeah, it's great. We, for those that remember back in 4th of July this year. Shortly after 4th of July, there's some stuff that came out in the paper, and fire departments and the commissioners had difference of opinion on a few things and all that. And when that happened, we started working on a program, and it was really kind of neat where we got the fireworks vendors, we got the fire departments, we got 2 commissioners, myself together, and we started coming up with a plan on how can we not let this happen again as far as banning fireworks, not banning fireworks, what fireworks are going to be banned, how long are we going to do it, all these different things. And we sat down, and it was kind of neat. We pulled some information from a couple other counties that have done it around the state. I kind of made my best guess and kind of tried to work those together for a policy to start off for Hood County. And then we all sat down at the table and kind of hashed it out. And what ended up coming out of it is a really good policy that everybody agreed to. We took it to Commissioner's Court Tuesday night, and the court accepted it as that is now the official way things will be done in Hood County as far as regarding fireworks. And it's nice because it really, we set some trigger points for certain actions that, we'll ban aerial fireworks at this drought index level. We'll ban ground fireworks at this one, and just, all these different things that we put in there to where there's no confusion now. The vendors know what's going to happen, so they know what they can do, what they can order, and they kind of look at the way the weather's going and sit there and say, okay, we're probably going to reach these numbers, so we may not want to order the inventory we normally would order. The commissioners, Commissioner Roan, I think, probably was one of the ones that said it best. He says, seems like every year when we do this, it's the first time we've done it. And because there is so much debate on it, and there is, we're trying to do what's right for the vendors, trying to do what's right on the public safety side, and all the way around, but now it's, it's actually in black and white, so there is no debating, and everybody should be able to sit back and say, okay, we know what's coming, we know what's going to happen, we know what to expect from the Commissioner's Court. The Commissioner's Court now knows what they're supposed to, expected to do based on the numbers and all that stuff, so I was happy. We had representatives from the fire department there, representatives from the fireworks vendors there, so I think it's great.
I think that's fantastic because I remember back when all that went down and everybody's like, well, we can't. And this shows that the departments can work with Commissioner's Court. Commissioner's Court can work with these departments, and everything got corrected and is done, and we've got something in place that that we don't have to relook at for a while.
Exactly. It's there for all future commissioners' courts, and it was enough of an interest where, in talking to other fire marshals around Texas, through the Fire Marshal Association, also through a Tarrant County group that I'm with, they all wanted a copy of it. They said, if you get this passed, send it to us. So we got it passed, and the next day I was sending it out to everybody, and there's a bunch of people that are going to be taking it to their city councils, their courts, or whatever, and try to do the same type of thing, work with their vendors, and maybe we created something new.
Yeah, that's good. It's good that you set precedents that other counties can follow, and
exactly.
All of us are battling the same things out there. So that's great. Good feather in our hat.
Yeah, that was something I was really happy about, that we were able to get. It took a lot of work and all stuff, and it took some compromise on both sides. There was no doubt about that, but I think the overall plan we came up with, as the fire marshal for the county, I am comfortable with the numbers we set, the restrictions we placed at those. Granted, I'm probably going to be a little bit more conservative and put my numbers a little bit lower as far as the drought index and all stuff. So there's some compromises with the vendors as far as that goes, but the numbers that we have realistically, I'm very comfortable with the way the policy is written. And it promotes education. You know, that's what was really cool is the vendors will be handing out educational materials to their customers and all that stuff. So I mean, stuff like that is, you know, they're willing to help out, and the firefighters are willing to help out and say, okay, well, you know, we don't want to be running fire to fire to fire, so we need some restrictions. Okay,
good, safe, fun.
Exactly.
So
and we've got something else that we're working on, and it's something that, again, working with the vendors on it. A couple of vendors that were in the meeting spoke up and said they would be willing to pay for the insurance. And one of the things that we can do under state law is we can designate an area in the county that's legal for fireworks to be shot off at. The problem is there's no county in the state of Texas that wants to do that because liability reasons and all that. Mm-hmm. What came out is two of the vendors said they would be willing to look into what insurance would cost, and they would take on that responsibility. So we can go even, because right now, you know, we get people setting off fireworks on these back roads and stuff like that. And in January, it's not as bad, but come July, I mean, there's, you know, you're setting off fireworks over somebody's pasture or something like that, we can get out of control real quick. So they're looking at, we're looking into that, and that may be something that, you know, by July 4th we'll have out there that have a designated area where it's safe. We've got, you know, a couple fire trucks out there just in case and all that stuff. So we'll see. We're moving forward. You know, it's another program we're working together on. So.
That's fantastic. That is awesome. Now, I know that it's been a long time since the tragedy happened with the fire, and there was some big news that came out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I know the TABC and your office have been working together on this case for quite some time, and you've got new developments on that. We wanted to talk about.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been a positive week, is what I can say. Is yeah, when we had that fire out there and we lost the 6 kids, we came back pretty early on and identified a liquor store that was involved in alcohol purchases by the minors, and so we kind of started pursuing that. Got TABC involved and all that stuff, and ultimately they did some sting operations with this place, and charges were filed for him selling to minors again. Well, good news is it's, you know, not as fast as I want it, but hey, we'll take what we can get. They're shutting the liquor store down. Bottom line is they're shutting the liquor store down. So that is something that you know, it's not the complete win that we would have liked to have had where it was shut down immediately, but you know what? It's, you know, it's another win, and I know you're talking to the sheriff about the kids and all that stuff, and you know, if we can keep one more kid from drinking and driving,
absolutely,
you know, whatever it is, hey, I'm good with that. So
absolutely, absolutely, and you know, that's a good memorial for those folks that did lose their lives in that. Is that facility won't be responsible for another death. Right,
exactly. You know, and it was common knowledge in doing my interviews with the kids that survived or that attended the party. It was common knowledge that was a place to go buy alcohol. You know, so at least we got that shut down. Great. You know, one more kid, like I said, one more kid maybe not getting in a DWI crash and hurting himself or hurting somebody else. So yeah, we'll take the win on that one.
Now I want to go back and revisit something we talked about last report, and that is, you know, I'm going to have to plead guilty. I'm still sleeping occasionally with my heater and my electric blanket, but thank goodness there hasn't been any reports of these types of fires, and that's been good.
Yeah, been real fortunate. We've had, you know, a couple of heater-related fires where it's blower motors and stuff like that, but maybe it's working. Maybe getting, you know, we tried to do the media blitz and get it out there in the paper and get it out here with 27, been up on the radio and stuff like that, but you know, it's still been cold, so I know the heaters are still on. But I think getting out there and getting the education out there, yeah, we don't have the heater fires that we had when it first got cold. And I understand the ones, you know, blower motors and all stuff. I mean, that's maintenance, and never know when you're going to get a flat tire either. So, but the ones where they were heaters too close to beds and all stuff, yeah, we haven't had any since we last talked. So.
Well, now in my defense, now I do have a sprinkler system inside my room going off. You know, one of those little.
Yeah, that doesn't start getting shocked getting that electric blanket?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. So I know that the holiday season's going on, and you want to keep those safety tips out there. Anything else that you can tell the general public, things to watch out for during this holiday season? Everybody's got their lights up. That's one thing.
There's two big things. Everybody's got their lights up right now. With those lights, make sure you got them plugged in properly, and don't have every light that you've got on your property plugged into one outlet. That's major no-no. And I before I was educated on that stuff, I was guilty of that. It was the closest outlet to where I needed to plug. But yeah, use proper number of outlets and all stuff. Make sure the lights are rated for what you're using them for. Outdoor lights only outdoors. Indoor lights only indoors. Extension cords. If you have to use an extension cord, don't use the $1.99, Dollar General specials, those little brown ones. We all know what they are with multiple plugs on them. No. Get yourself a good extension cord. One of the more of the worker type cords to run an extension cord. And then the big one, we've all got our trees in now. Everybody's got them in. There's some of us that have fake trees, so it's a little bit easier. But if you got a real tree out there, make sure you keep them watered. We're getting at the point where you bring it in the house, and as soon as you cut it, it's started dying the day you cut it. But if it's been in the house a week or two, there's some people I know put it in December 1st or Thanksgiving weekend. They'll go pick out their tree and all that stuff. So a tree's been in there a while. It's probably getting a little bit dry. Make sure it's staying watered, and keep an eye on your outlets and all stuff that are plugged in to the trees.
So don't water the artificial ones.
Exactly.
But the real ones you want to make sure you water.
Right. Yeah.
I'll check that on my list. Now, I know that we talked about at the last time that we talked was how important it was for people to make sure that their smoke detectors and that their fire extinguishers were checked on. Have you been having people come by and taking advantage of the services that y'all provide in that area?
Believe it or not, no. We've
Really?
had several phone calls on smoke detectors, and we've referred the smoke detectors out to where the local fire department is. But no, for the most part, we haven't been getting a lot of phone calls on them. So yeah, check your, depending on, I guess, if you like your in-laws or not, but check your smoke detectors and your fire extinguishers. Especially if you got family coming.
I really don't understand why. Of course, if somebody knows how to check it and make sure that it's okay, I can understand why they don't bring it in. But more and more people should take advantage of that service. And some of the elderly folks that we have in the community, they should call, and if they can't check it, maybe somebody can call on them and have it checked for them. That's a service that you folks don't mind going on, because it can prevent another tragedy.
Exactly. That's I'm very big on smoke detectors. I have been on multiple homes where people have told me that's what woke them up. I've been on ones where they said they were outside, heard the smoke detector go off, came inside to find the fire, stuff like that. They work. They really work. And make sure they only work if the batteries are good. So yeah, if you need somebody to check them, call our office. We'll come out there, happily come out there, or send the fire department over to check them out and make sure the smoke detector's working. If you're unsure about your fire extinguisher, give us a holler. We'll check on that too and make sure it's a good quality extinguisher and can do the job that you need it to do.
Absolutely. Anything else you've got for this week?
No, I think as long as we keep going with as positive it's been, the sun's shining today.
Oh man, it's beautiful out there.
Everything's getting a chance to dry out a little bit. The rain's been great. It's really kept our wildfire danger down. We had the freezing temperatures really took the moisture out of the fuel, and started what wasn't dead from drought was dying off from the freezing temperatures. But we've had the moisture come in behind it to where it's keeping the danger down. We're letting people do the controlled burns and get those done. So just keep doing what we're doing. We're doing good. We're going in the right direction. So
excellent, fantastic. Well, this has been another Fire Marshal's Report on Granbury TV. Have a safe and happy holiday season.